What's going on, guys? Jurassic here. Today we're playing Dwarven, Return to the Nangrim. This is part of the Steam Indie Fest that's going on right now. Basically, they have a whole bunch of indie games. I think it's like 250 games that are upcoming that they actually have demos for. Looks like this one we get to play as a dwarf, and it actually looks pretty cool. This is not a final product or anywhere near it. This is just like a very early slice of it. It looked pretty cool. Important notice, the following experience is not fully fledged demo nor a vertical slice. However, it contains some selected features in alpha state to give an impression of the first look of the feel of the final game. Main features like combat or the crystal garden are not available in this build. Ooh, I didn't realize it wouldn't be combat. Keep your torch close when darkness approaches. If a dwarf is not in the mines, the smith, or the battlefield, you will probably find him at the tavern. Creatures from the deep may not see well, but their other senses are razor sharp. Brimfell's Northern Nangrim.
They came as a whisper, words so quietly wrapped that the truth may not hear, until that whisper became a growl, impossible to ignore, impossible to outvoice. We were not prepared. That which came upon us lied far beyond our imagination. Our plans, strategies, defense, in vain. The accomplishment of generations, the history of families, their joy, their sorrow, shattered in the blink of an eye. We stood strong, axes and hammers drawn, our army, the guardians with their best beards, every beard. But the great gates fell, and what followed after soon sealed our fate. In the depths of the mountains, a stone beard uses a Manali stone's glow to separate night from day, darkness from light. Our glow has not yet gone out, and we will not make room for the darkness. In the midst of the chaos, I hid away our most precious treasure, and in this hour that I know my time has come, I will pass this world knowing that victory is ours, if not today, certainly in a tomorrow that will soon come. By the names of the fallen kings, may Tal'Doran give us his strength.
Ah! What happened?
Oh, sweet, we're in here. Alright, cool. So what does that... Looks like we do have like some sort of a compass up top. I woke up in the undesirable... A way out of the cold. I woke up with the undesirable headache. Where am I? What am I doing here? And most importantly, who am I? I'm shaking again. It's getting colder. I should look for shelter. Alright, sweet. So we got this. So it looks like we need to O to inspect. Simple leather backpack. Nice. Let's go ahead and pick that up.
Need this for sure.
Now, are we able to like carry the torches or anything?
Over that bridge, but it's so desolate. It's even missing some planks.
The bridge is broken. I need to find a way to repair it. So I'm wondering if maybe like this mine shaft over here, we might be able to like break some of the boards or something. What do we got here? Looks like there's a stick.
I've got the handle of an axe. Now, if Tal'Doran means me well, there might be a chance I'll find the corresponding head. The way leads over that bridge. but it's so desolate. It's even missing some planks.
So we got the planks right here. We're still looking for the axe head though. So we got most of the parts we need. Just need one more, then we should be able to fix the bridge.
Now the way isn't shut anymore.
Oh, do you not actually need to finish building the axe? You can just grab the planks right there and just slap it on the bridge. I was sitting there. All right, that makes sense. I was sitting there looking to, like try to put the axe together and think that we needed to chop it down. So if you guys are curious where the axe head is, so basically the boards are going to be there and it's going to be right here found on this tree. Nice. All right, so we should be able to go into our inventory somewhere. Let's see. Combine the handle and the head of the axe. How exactly do we go about resource items? So we got a handle of an axe, boom. Combine with the head of an axe. Sweet.
Better than having no axe.
Rusty axe, an old rusty axe. Not sure if it's still good. Might give it a try though. Nice. All right, so we just literally chop you down, right? Are we just punching it anyways? What?
Here comes Taldia. Let's keep moving.
I wonder what Taldia is. Make it to the citadel that can provide shelter. I should go there.
Let's see what's behind that door. A citadel. I should take a look around.
Find out more about this place. I found the shelter that something looking like a citadel. Maybe I can find some clue as to what this place is. Maybe I'd find someone else alive. Alright, search for the main hall clues. Alright, sweet. So we got like these little glowy plant things. I pick everything up. I don't know. I'm sure it's probably going to do something in the main game, but I don't think it's going to do anything in this little playable teaser here. What do we have you? So it looks like Bard Reed. Hi, friend bird. A lonesome warrior came wandering in our kingdom. His ramens were filthy and he was half dead of thirst. He said that the Nimbor mountains he had climbed foolish is with the equipment that he has. Nay, real dwarf would ever try such a daring undertaking without a canked axe like his and boots and worn out, allowing the cold to move in. Send him off, I would have, but gracious as the heart of our king, he has advised us to accommodate him and prepare this equipment for departure. A Rogan already made his famous delicious Bernstein pie and Billistrium delivered boots of the finest fur as well as the chivaled gloves from Azure Guard, but how is he supposed to climb with just a lousy axe? Signed by the King Haldor to forge him the Snowbeard's famous axe. But how should it be? The drunken has already passed out in the tavern. Why is Bordia even getting served in the morning? Either way, I'll try to find out more and send you the details of this workplace. Nice. That's a little bit of a mouthful once you start getting like the dwarven language in there. Alright, so let's just like keep on coming this way. So, ooh. Are you the drunken dwarf? You mind if we borrow this piece? Open duties, get book fittings. Choose fabrics for griddle books. Transcribe Farragran's book 3 times. Pick up more of those red mushrooms. I love those mushrooms. Note to self, clean up the scriptorium before Baggin finds out that about the mush spilling. That didn't really do anything to us. Well, this door needs opened. Still needs opened. Okay, so that didn't do anything. What about you? Scriptorium. This looks like a scriptorium.
Seems to be working, but not without a key.
Well, I just grabbed the key. Is that not the right one? Nailed it. Scriptorium, books and feathers.
Books and rotten chairs.
The mountain throne. So I guess that's going to be another clue of what was going on. So let's see here.
If I'm putting everything together correctly, this must be Bagon.
Dendaron, I hope you won't read this letter because it means I am dead and you are in danger too. There's voices from the mines. Something terrible is going to happen. The stone windows coming from further up the tunnel, the storms, not to mention the incident in Endon. There is something going on, or I'm not talking about the cabal theories of the hidden stone cults. Dendaron and I might just be losing our mind, but still, if you read that letter, please leave as far as you can. There's something coming. I will not abandon my post, but you are not bound to anything. I could grow into something big. Please don't waste your potential for us old beards. May Teledorian watch over you. Well, I don't know if he got the message, buddy.
A key to the mine.
Examine the mine tunnels. Bagon's letter said something about danger that emerges from the mines. I should go and explore that. Nothing like, being told specifically there's some crazy thing down here and being like, oh, you know what? I found a key. We're going to go explore. Legend and Tales from Raffen Part 1. The Tales of Fargon Cimmerian the Miner. The Tale of Fargon Cimmerian the Miner. Fargon Cimmerian stepped well out of his door after saying goodbye to his wife Balerion, son Caranor, and daughter Sierra. Almost hopping and light-footed, he went his way, his pickaxe shouldered, with his provision bags dirty from coal and dust attached to it. He had almost caught himself, who would believe it? With a smile, he just wanted to sneak into a face. Fargon was happy as he already in a few days the Mengarf festivity would take place, which only held a few years during the season of Tevalor. Sierra was especially looking forward to it, for it should be her first Mengarf festivity. Therefore, she is the only one knew from her brother's tellings, and the imagination of the course decorated the facts with the manifold details. Before Fargon could make his way to work, Sierra jumped at him and picked up so she may sit on his right shoulder. She looked at him with sparkling eyes and asked him, will we encounter the eighth-legged mine monster at mine celebrations? Will we fight it? Can I drink Norbranjal? With you, Fargon smiled. No, he said, while putting Sierra carefully back on the floor. There isn't something like an eight-legged mine monster, and you won't drink any Norbranjal, that's for sure. But Sierra had already picked up her wooden axe and was toting away, emitting battle noises with her hair tied into two little braids fluttering in the wind. Fargon shook his head, taking a look at Caranor. You were supposed to not tell her such stories, he whispered, hoping his wife would not hear him. Indeed, Caranor, your father is absolutely right, Leonor said, not without a mischievous sounds in her voice. She brought Fargon his provision bags, or you might bring Sierra to bed for a weekend, trying to talk her out of this nonsense, she added, her voice getting more serious. Caranor rolled his eyes, taking a bit from his meal in order to not need to comment on his mother's warnings. Terstein Erin from Nornen, Fargon said and left, not without a goodbye kiss for his daughter and woman-esque shoulder tap for his son. The day in the mine went by rather quickly. Heriton and Samator had nothing better in mind than vying with each other who might drink more Norbranjal at the Mengar festivity. Fargon was not participating in these discussions, but could not get around without commenting on the scenes with an amused shake of his head. His expressively suddenly darkened as his gaze wandered to instability in the back of the mine. Hartarn didn't we tell the mine overseer about the instability and that the mine could collapse any time? We did, Hartarn answered. 3 times already, but he did not think it was important and we should take care of our work instead of grumbling around. Wow, this is like a very long book. If you're asking me, that one's still green behind his ears like an elf. He has no idea what he's talking about. Fargon dropped his pickaxe to the floor and trudged into the mine overseer's office. Without a word of greeting or introductions, we have to close down the back of the mine. The danger collapses is too imminent. We cannot expose our men to such risks. My men, the mine overseer replied with an angry voice to Fargon's situation. Also, you seem to forget in a few days the Mengar festivity will take place, and do you think that we could host that many beards and braids? Is your urge for attention that big that you think risking our men's life and the ones of their family? Guard your tongue, Fargon. If you do not like how I manage mine, you're absolutely free to speak your luck elsewhere. I see, Fargon turned away and went back to work. Maybe it was really time that night Fargon didn't get no rest, his thoughts depriving him of sleep. The following day was Mengar festivity. Zero was already awake bright and early, wheeling around, reminding anyone, in this case Fargon, Blandry, and Caranor, that today's festivity of all festivities would take place. For the rest of the day, Balerion took the children running errands, which allowed Fargon to make up for some missed sleep. In the evening, they were all getting ready for celebration. Sierra buckled up her wooden axe in case they would encounter the mine monster. Caranor was moaning around as he did not want to join the party.
Those that lived here
He would never work in a mine, so why take a place in the mine festivity? Is this guy just like reading some random line? What is that character talking about? Blairin was straightening her braids with a smile. She looked forward to the festivity as her husband's work filled her with pride, and she enjoyed spending time at his side. Also, her cheerful spirit used to brighten up everything in the grumpiest of all gatherings. Fergun was aware of that fact, and therefore he could encounter ever-meeting confidence with his wife by his side. When they arrived at the mine, they almost could not stop being amazed. Everything was wonderfully decorated. Colorful paper and lanterns lighting up the tunnels. Finest suit on the beautiful long tables, barrels of full banjol and nordbanjol to ensure a delightful evening. Having barely arrived, Sierra and Karanor fanned onto the explored area. The rich food display lantern almost instantly got hogged by Marina, the wife of Haratarn. They had been friends for a long time, so Blandrian didn't mind having a small chat. Fergun was drawing a tankard of Norbanjal as someone tapped his shoulder. "Here, Fanbard." It was Harton, who had obviously drunken more than one mug of Norbanjal already. "You should not sneak up on me like that. Back next time, you might not get away so easily." Fergun joked. The evening progressed and the atmosphere was exasperated. This was probably why no one recognized the moaning and grinding of the stone they were standing below. Sierra was sitting a little further inside the tunnel, playing with the Find the Monsters on the floor with her puppets made of stone and wood, when a small pebble from the ceiling fell on her head. She raised her gaze upwards. From the dust, stone followed the gravel, sprinkling directly in her eyes, then rubbing her eyes without sight, she cried in fear, "Father, the mine monster is coming!" Alarmed, Fargan turned the direction where he suspected his daughter's voice was coming from. He then realized the danger. The bars above Sierra's head were on the brink of bursting. "Sierra, go away!" Fargan screamed, and what followed seemed to be as him if the time stood still, yet everything was happening within the blink of an eye. His gaze wandered upon to the left, where his wife was. She was closer to Sierra and ran for her to get her out of the danger zone. Arnor was near Sierra's right, and he was the first one to reach her. He grabbed his sister, holding her tight in his arms, and just at that moment he wanted to run away. It happened the bar above her, the head burst. Nobody would have had a chance to escape the avalanche of the stone that rolled over the two of them. For a second there was a complete silence, not even seemed to loud breath. Sounds followed by loud chaos. Blangie, only a few steps away from the place that their children were buried, started shaking and bewildered. With tears in her eyes, to clear the way stone by stone, some beards that stood aside ran for help. And together they tried to dig out the two children, but their undertaking should be interrupted abruptly. An enormous moan from the rocks announced another rockfall. Some men tried to run away while Fargan tried to reach his wife. Both attempts should be of no success. The second avalanche was thundering down even worse on the ground, so much that the complete tunnel was now filled with stone and mud. The crowd stood there petrified except for Fargan. Now it was him trying to find all the might, digging with his bare hands through the stone and mud in desperate attempt to save what he loved most. Eventually Hartson came close, and this time his hand he laid on Fargan's shoulder meant that he was compassionate in the moment of destiny. But to Fargan it symbolized giving up hope, and this choice was not to debate. Angrily he shook his head and friend's hand, and he washed his face where he meant to read, "Let it be." It'll all come over him. Burning pain came through the core, a drilling pain that suddenly changed into furious anger. He turned around and yelled to the crowd, "You! Why don't you help?" he screamed. "My family, your kind is laying buried under stone, and you, standing there doing nothing." The mine overseer wanted to take the word in a moment, but Fargan didn't even let him make a sound. "You knew what would happen. We have all warned you, and you did nothing. You all did nothing. This is all your fault. It's your fault." Harton tried to calm his friend, but achieved the opposite. Fargan pushed him away as Harton wanted to approach him again. He hit him in the face with full force. "Go away, all of you, traitors! Nothing but traitors!" Some guests had already sneaked away, but now Fargan directly to them, the rest the same. After the same time, only Harton and Samator were stood behind him. No one ever even said a word. Fargan was digging unswervingly at the length that Harton and Samar was left, but Fargan stayed. He prayed for the help of others, Seaforce, New, and Erfron, but even as this act of desperation remained unanswered, he still cursed them all. They should take place in his pain, those working the mines, and everyone that would come close to this place. And so he dug further. Despite the hunger, he dug. Despite the thirst, he dug. Despite the bloody fingers, he dug. Despite the fatigue and weakness, he dug. Alright, nice. So I'm assuming that book there is pretty much going to be like a majority of the story in this little glimpse here.
1.
Even if reading is reading is considered a basic requirement, careful and accurate reading must be mastered by every young beard and braid. Some texts carried secrets and hidden information.
All right, I found the first page. Now let's see what this is all about.
Oh. Oops. Accident. We just picked that one up. All right. Well, we're doing good. We got a key. We'll go to the next place. Find out where the mine tunnels are located. So, I mean, I'm going to assume the mine tunnels have to be one of these doors. No duh. I don't speak dwarven though, so...
Seems to be working, but not without a key.
So that one we already used. What about you? Alright, so we came from this door here, right? This looks like the door we came from, so let's just take a left. I'm pretty sure that's the area at least. Because this definitely seems like it's more going toward the tunnel area, so yeah, we're good. Do we not want to take a lantern?
What better place to find some ores?
What better place to yell it into an empty abyss?
Looking for ores.
Ooh, what are you?
2.
A forge cannot be. A forge cannot be fired without wood, and all those precious objects and weapons cannot be crafted without ores. Gather them.
See what we learn now.
Already read it. There's no crouch, so we can't go that way. Climbing mode enabled, plus 40%. I assume we accidentally toggled something. Okay, so we got another key.
A key to the forge.
I did not believe the old librarian. I thought the book buffer just buried his nose too far in his books and lost his mind, but I'm here lying in my blood to tell Dorian and I was wrong. They or it is coming from the deep tunnels. The stone window did not act normal. They have never come so close to the surface, nor did they hunt alone. It seems like something has driven them further up the ton.
So he's
not
the
good.
local mine overseer.
He was the local mine overseer. We got us a pickaxe. Alright, so find the killer. You sure you want us to, just like rush in here and find the killer? Nah, that looks pretty cool. So it's... Yeah, so while you're exploring, make sure you don't look too much into the lava and walk off to your death.
And now?
That's a good question. Is this just like a dead end? Examining the mining tunnels. Looks dead. Oh, can we maybe go through here? Nice, there we go. Now we're starting to get somewhere. Alright, so we got a whole bunch of... What are you? That is what the mortals call a hideous spider. Alright, well, mystery solved.
What beautiful gems there are.
Oh, is there a pathway up here? Was there a spider egg? Alright, well this just seems to be a dead end. So we know what happened to him. Obviously a spider came out of here and ate him. Mystery solved. We got some sort of gem thing here. Alright guys, well I'm going to assume that's it for this game. So if you guys enjoyed, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one.